And welcome back to my channel, Turnips to Tangerines. And today we are going to be making a recipe that I've been making for at least 40 years. My sister gave it to me a long time ago, and it's just one of those recipes that it's easy to whip together. Everybody likes it. You can eat it with vegetables or pretzels or on crackers, whatever you want to. And I think with the upcoming, Packer season coming around here, it's time to get out a few recipes that make a fast and easy hors d'oeuvre. So here we go. Okay, and we're back, and we're going to be making our green pepper dip. And I'm glad you're all here today joining me, and I can't wait to get started. It only has a very few simple ingredients, and one is 4 tablespoons of softened butter. It doesn't really have to be softened because you're going to melt it anyway here. And you're going to put that in your little saucepan here. I thought I had a smaller saucepan. I do, but for something like this, I don't like to use the stuff with the Teflon on the bottom. So we're just going to melt our butter here a little bit. And I will be using 1 green pepper, about a half of a green pepper, depending on the size. I had a really large green pepper that I picked up at the farm stand when I was there getting my kohlrabi. So it was really a big one, so I used about half of that. So about a half a cup of diced green pepper you're going to need, and you're going to need about a half a cup of diced onion. I'm using a sweet onion. You can use like one of those really Spanish onions. I think those are kind of spicy, but for this you can use whatever kind of onion you like. It doesn't really matter. I had that on hand, so that's what I'm using. And what is going on with this? Okay, and I'm going to keep melting my butter here, and then you're just going to need 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese that you're going to let come to room temperature, and that's about it. That's about it. Now I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of sugar. And of course the dogs are barking. Now we're going to add 4 tablespoons of white wine or white vinegar. You could use white wine, but I just use the regular old white vinegar. And you're going to stir this all together nicely. Let it all melt. And incorporate real good. And then what you're going to do is you're going to bring this up to a boil. I'm going to move this out of my way here. And you're going to let this boil for a good 2 minutes. And just let it do its thing. And just slowly, stir it here a little bit. You're going to let it come to a nice boil. And that's what it's doing right now. And then you're just going to let this boil for, like I said, 2 minutes. And kind of keep an eye on the clock over there. And it doesn't have to be like a rolling boil, but a good boil simmer. And that's 2 minutes. So we're going to time it here real quick. And we're on 1 minute now. There we go. And like I said, let that boil for 2 minutes. And this actually is what gives it the secret, is a secret kind of to making this dip really good. Yeah. And as you can see, it's boiling, but it isn't, coming to a rolling boil. 2 minutes, you are going to remove it from the heat and you're just going to set it aside and you're going to let it cool until it's cool enough where you can put your finger in it and test it. I mean, it still should be warm, but not hot. So, and then after that, then you're going to add that to your cream cheese. Okay, now we are going to add our vinegar, sugar, and butter mixture to our room temperature cream cheese that I've had sitting out just for, maybe an hour or two this morning. It's kind of hot in here. So, I mean, it didn't take long for it to come to room temperature. This has only been really sitting out about 5 minutes. It's still warm, but I can finger test it. And it tastes pretty good. And we're going to add this to our cream cheese. And we want to get all that good stuff in there. So I am going to do this number. And get it all out of there. Because that's the good part. And then we are going to whip this up with our mixer here. And we're going to slowly get all that good stuff in there. And then what we're going to do is, after we get that kind of incorporated in there, we are going to add our 1/2 cup of diced onion. And like I said, I used a nice sweet onion, a Vidalia, I do believe it was. And add that. That's a 1/2 cup. And then we are going to add a 1/2 cup of our nice fresh green pepper that we picked up at the farm stand. Oh, and they just smell so much better when they're fresh from the farm stand. I don't know why, but they just do. And then we can, instead of making stuffed green peppers or something like that, you can make this dip. It's a nice way to, you know, use up some of that produce that you probably have in your garden, or you can pick up. Whoop, I gotta get this a little bit better here. I'm having a little problems here today with my camera. Can't seem to get it right, but whatever here. But yeah, this is a good thing to make, and especially now with the Packer season coming around, it's a good dip, and it's easy to whip together. And like I said, you can use up some of those garden green peppers that you're making, or not that you're making, but that you have growing in your garden, or pick up one and make up this good dip if you really want to do something for like the Packer season here in Wisconsin, which is right around the corner. And of course, we always have something, you know, to eat or to snack on during the game. What I have done before too is I have used used a little bit of a half of this would be the green, and then I've used a yellow onion, or excuse me, a yellow green pepper for Packer colors, green and gold, and you can make this dip and call it green and gold dip if you want to. But I've done that many times. They only had the green peppers at the farm stand, so that's what I picked up. But sure, you could use like this is like a 1/2 cup, so you could use, you know, a little bit of yellow onion, or I keep saying onion, yellow pepper and green pepper, and like I said, invent a new dip and call it Packer dip if you want to. There, add that in there, and like I said, this is about it. And then we're gonna give it a good whip. The longer you whip this, the better. But we're gonna really get this going good. Okay, I'm just going to slightly do this number. And that looks good already, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, what isn't good with cream cheese? Let's just face it. Not many things that aren't good, that have a little cream cheese in it. At least that's what I think. Give it a little bit more here. Now comes the hard part. Now we have got to let this baby sit in your refrigerator just for a couple hours. And that's what's nice about this. The longer it sits in your refrigerator, I think anyway, the better it gets, because the flavors just get really good. But we're gonna let this sit for a good, 2 hours. And then I'll show you how I like to serve it. And let me tell you, this is good. I mean, I haven't made this in a while. I don't know why either. Because really, it is so easy to make. It makes a ton, as you can see. It makes quite a bit. The only expense in this whole dip, I would say, would be the cream cheese. And you can buy sometimes now during the holiday seasons, you can pick up like 2 packages of cream cheese for what, $4 or something. And I mean, everybody has white vinegar, everybody's got white sugar, I mean, everybody's got butter. And then, you know, most people always have onions, at least in their house. I do anyhow. And a green pepper. I think I paid at the farm market, I think my green pepper that I picked up was, 75 cents. And like I said, the green pepper was, I mean, huge. You know, I didn't need one that big, but that's what they had. So, there you go. We'll be back, and I'll show you how we serve this. Our dip is out of the refrigerator. Our green pepper dip, and it looks really, really good. I'm just going to spin my plate around here a little bit. You can serve this with green pepper strips. You can serve it with carrot sticks, celery sticks, like Townhouse crackers, buttery crackers, or any crackers really of any kind. It doesn't matter. My favorite way to eat this is with pretzels. I just love it with pretzels. I just love the cream cheese, and I just yum. Oh, that tastes good. Wow, that's very good. I haven't made it in so long, and my husband always loves this dip, so he's gonna be really surprised I made it. So there we go. I can stop chewing here. Yeah. Green pepper dip. Very easy to make. Very, very good. It couldn't get any easier than that. If you want to make this into like a Green Bay Packer dip, add, there's also onions in there too, chopped onions. There, you could use a green pepper, and you could also use a yellow pepper. So you could have green and gold peppers in your green pepper dip. So I hope you give this recipe a try. This is an oldie and a goodie. One I think that kind of people have forgotten about over the years. I don't know why, but they have. So give it a try, and hope to see you back here again real soon on Turnips to Tangerines. Thank you. Bye-bye now.